And then, oh, yeah. We all wish it away. And go in the same in the same morning. And the reason. Whatever I'm a power bag. Can't you see them? Oh, on that porch. But they don't. Yeah, I see them. Throw away. I know no one to say. These aren't words.
Everywhere you look, there's a heart, a hand to hold on to. Everywhere you look, there's a face.
Hello, and welcome to the Chuck E. Cheese Clubhouse. Today I am joined by my special guests,
Josh.
and
Zach.
and I am Cooper Stewart. Today we will be reviewing movies and albums and the like. Take us off, Zach.
All right. So the first movie I'm going to be reviewing is called The Turning. And basically it's about a young governess that was like hired by a man after the death of his niece and nephew's parents. And she apparently it's a haunted house. Roll the clip.
Have you ever been a nanny?
This is my first live-in job.
Well, I hope you know what you're doing. The children are very special, Kate. They're thoroughbreds.
Geez, your friends must love it here.
I have no friends.
You have no friends?
Yep.
Well, you have one now.
Maybe.
May I ask how your parents died?
Well,
Miles?
Nothing should have to suffer. It's not that simple.
I don't go in that part of the house.
Why not?
Don't wanna.
Hello?
You shouldn't be in here.
What happened to your last nanny?
Like I'd tell.
You need to take charge here, Kate.
I know what you're afraid of. Keeping the lights on won't keep you safe.
Can you please stop?
You're gonna leave me, aren't you?
I'm not going anywhere.
Promise. Promise, promise?
Cross my heart and hope to die.
Everyone dies, Miles.
Did you see them? I don't want to play anymore. Hey! Why are you doing this?
Stop now.
We're not safe!
Stop giving tales.
Bad dreams?
Okay, so for this review, I'm going to be doing something a little bit different. Instead of going like through the movie, I'm just going to talk about different points that I thought were good and different points that I thought were bad. So, let's begin. So, I thought the movie was overall like 2 or 3 out of 8. And I'm already giving my opinion because of how bad the movie was. I couldn't even watch it. It was so bad. Now, it's not like the Countdown movie, and if you've seen the Countdown movie, you know that's a terrible movie because of how bad the cuts were and how bad everything about that movie was. But, yeah, so it just doesn't, like, fulfill, like, what a movie's supposed to be. A movie's supposed to have a start and an end. That's a movie. This just left you hanging, and, like, it had so many potholes in the road from start to beginning that I didn't know what was what. Now, basically, she's called, the main character is basically like, I'd say like a 40-year-old, maybe 30-year-old kindergarten teacher. And, like, she gets hired for, like, big bucks to pay, to, like, just watch a niece and nephew. And that shouldn't be hard since she, like, deals with kids all day. So the niece and nephew, the niece is named Flora. And then the nephew is named Miles, and he's played by Finn Wolfhard. So I had, like, kind of, like, big expectations for this movie because I really like Finn Wolfhard, and, like, what he works on is usually good. But this wasn't good.
Wolfart. Sounds like you said fart, bro.
So they get there, and it's just weird. And, like, Miles is acting different, and, like, apparently he beat up a kid at school, and, the lady got a call for that. So she goes to bed, and, like, it's nighttime, and she shuts her window, and apparently there's a ghost, and she, like, jumps back, and then it's gone. And the niece goes to bed, and then the nephew goes to bed. Miles and Flora go to bed. And she wakes up, and she just feels weird. And it just goes through, like, every day. It's, like, about a week. And basically it just goes through every day, and it just didn't fulfill what it was supposed to do. I want you guys to watch this movie, not because it's enjoyable, because of how bad it is. It just, like, there were some parts that just didn't make sense. Like, it was just, like, needless jump scares and, like, needless like, storyline. Like, we didn't need to know about, like, his, like, home, or his school life and then his home life. They didn't need to be, like, both together. So, the acting was okay. I thought Finn Wolfhard did really well. The niece, Flora, I thought her acting was pretty good. She's like 6 or 7, so I'll give her that.
She's 9.
Is she?
Yeah, I just looked it up.
Okay.
She won an Oscar already.
Really?
When she was 7.
For what?
The Florida Project, or it wasn't an Oscar. I think it might have been like a Golden Globe or something. I don't know. She was
So
in an
good.
awards dress though.
Yeah, but the kids were really good. They were just like weird, but they were like normal but weird, like in certain circumstances. And then the main character was like okay. I mean, I wasn't convinced when I was watching her, but like she tried really hard, and it just was like, oh, like she. How do I put this? You know, one of those Nickelodeon television shows where they put in laugh tracks? It was like one of those like actors. That's what I was watching.
The woman?
Yeah.
Interesting.
And so the acting was okay. I thought the jump scares were just like needless, and there was like no reason for them. It shouldn't have been a horror movie. It was just weird. What else? What else is there? Oh, the plot was just stupid. A horror house, we've seen them multiple times, and then like the kids are like making like a lot of these things happen, and it was just dumb. And I thought the ending just wasn't satisfying at all. So that's my take on The Turning.
What are the
2 out of 8. What?
dope? I was gonna ask what is the rating. So it is now my turn to do the reviewing of entertainment.
Charles Entertainment Cheese.
Welcome to the Charles Entertainment Cheese.
Clubhouse.
Charles Entertainment Cheese Clubhouse.
Is that actually what it is?
The show. It's a stupid thing on Wiki.
Isn't that like his like? Isn't that like
What's his real name?
No, what's it called?
Charles Entertainment Cheese.
Okay, so today I will be reviewing an album by Rush.
Species rat.
Bro,
A Farewell to Kings. It is one of my favorite Rush albums. No, it actually is my favorite Rush album. I don't know why I said it's one of my favorites. It is my favorite. It is a great album. I think every single song on this album is just a masterpiece. And
What album?
obviously, A Farewell to Kings by Rush. So I am obviously doing this because Neil Peart just passed away. He's the drummer for Rush. This is like, I don't know. It makes sense to do this.
it's a memorial.
Yeah, this is my tribute to Neil Peart. I don't know if he wrote any of these songs. I know he wrote a lot of songs, but you know, if one of these is his, it's good. Okay,
Very nice.
so let's get into the review. First song, we got A Farewell to Kings, and which is the album title.
Wait, some of these songs are like 11 minutes, 10 minutes.
Yeah, I know. So
That's long.
the first song, A Farewell to Kings, is I think about 5 minutes. The first like 1 minute 1:30 of the song is all just like this acoustic guitar intro, and it's just really beautiful to listen to. And then after that, it kind of gets into the rock part. It does it a lot where it's like acoustic, like kind of with like a xylophone and some other instruments, and I think it works really well with this and Xanadu and a few other songs on here. It just works great. And then it gets into the rock portion. Well, let me skip to that part. That part's pretty good too. Not much I can say about it. It's just kind of like, yeah, average. Not average, because I feel like Rush is like one of the most talented bands. So, pretty good. Next song. Let's see what
Just so you know, to listen, what's the next song? How do you say it?
Xanadu.
Just, you'd have to listen to Xanadu 87 times if you were driving to Florida, and you'd be there.
Thanks, bro. So Xanadu
What?
is one of the greatest Rush songs, I think, out of all the Rush songs. It's 10 minutes long, and it goes through like a few different like parts. The
Movement.
first part, what?
It's called a movement.
No, it's parts.
It's called a...
So, the first part is kind of like these big tubes that they blow into. I don't know what they're called, but they do it, and it sounds great. And there's xylophone and like little things that like they're running their hands across to get this like noise. It's very peaceful, and then it goes into the bass line, guitar line. Rush, all their bass lines are like pretty amazing, pretty iconic, I guess, because Geddy Lee was the bassist, and he did this thing where the guitar, Alex Lifeson and Geddy Lee, they would go away from each other and do stuff, and then they would go back to each other. So I think that's really interesting in this song, especially. It's like do 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 do, and they get together at that part, and I think it's really awesome and very pleasant to my ears, which is all I'm looking for in a song, you know, while that's what I listen. So I really like the bass line of that song, and the instrumentals in the beginning kind of goes along with Farewell to Kings, but it doesn't have a lot of acoustic. It's just those like foreign instruments. Maybe they're like playing a mandolin even. I don't know. And
Are you
then
listening to the songs on your
Yeah.
AirPod? That's how you're explaining it.
I've listened to all of these songs at least 10 times because I really love this album, but I'm not good at this. This is my first time reviewing music, so I need notes, and I didn't take notes, so I'm listening to the song. So Closer to the Heart, we have the beginning, which is, again, acoustic, but it's a little bit shorter. And then it goes acoustic, and the man who holds my places. And then that ends.
You're telling me you've listened to that song that, how do you say the second song?
Xanadu?
Xanadu 10 times.
Yeah.
So you've listened to it for 2 hours, that song, that singular song.
Probably.
Yeah, that's what it says. All right.
And then after the acoustic portion, then the singing over acoustic, and then more acoustic. Then it gets into the rock part, and it goes.
That's a really good representation of the song. I can hear the song playing in my head right
It was
now.
like, "Here's a new reality, closer to the heart."
Wow.
Good song.
It's like Rush is right in here.
It is. That's why I'm singing it because it's in my ear. All right. I really like that song. Very good. Now my favorite song of the album, which I already said that Xanadu is my favorite song of the album, but no. This one is my favorite song of the album.
Actually,
one-
no.
This one
This
kind of strays away from the album theme so far. It has no acoustic, has no strange mandolin or like.
Then what does it have?
It has bass, drums, and guitar, and vocals.
That's gross. Why would you ever listen to that?
And I don't know. I just really enjoy this song. I feel like the lyrics are my favorite out of all of the songs on this album. I like singing it. All right, that's about it. That song for that song. Next,
There's no way you've listened to this album over 5 hours because you said you listened to it for 10 times, and the album is 38 minutes each.
I've listened to it at least 10 times.
You
So-
wasted 5 hours of your day by doing this.
It's not wasting. It's a good album, bro. So, I'm going to the last song, and then I'm going to do Madrigal. Because this last song is a lot, and I'm just going to get it out of the way. This is called Cygnus X1, Book 1, The Voyage. I gotta let it scroll. The Voyage, Okay, that's it. So, basically, this song starts, and it's these weird, like, noises, like, and it goes on for a little bit. Oh, and then it's like a robot voice, and you're like, what is this, bro?
Do it.
No.
Do it.
And then about 2 minutes in, you get to the bass, and it goes do 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 do. So, and then it's so awesome how they do this. They stop, and then they start it, and then that noise in the background, that robot voice, and like that.
They stop it and start
No,
it.
it goes do
Wow.
do 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 do.
Bro, for real?
And then they stop it for a little bit, and then they redo it. Every single time, it gets a little bit closer until it's just continuously going, and then the beat changes. I think it goes down. Yeah, and then it kind of goes after the first part. It goes into like this kind of Phantom of the Opera-ish, like part where it's like, da 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 da. It's like Phantom of the Opera.
What?
So, have you ever heard Phantom of the Opera?
No.
Yeah, that's basically the theme, and a lot of songs do it, kind of like model after that. And I think it's a pretty cool sounding
Wait, like
theme.
the musical or the movie?
musical.
Okay.
So,
Yo, there's a musical.
and then the end is just all weird and stuff. I don't know, kind of strange. But now we're gonna go to Madrigal, which has this in the beginning of the song, has this like electronic tones going. And it just keeps repeating over the entire song as the acoustic guitar
the
comes in,
notes.
all the electric guitars come in, the bass, the drums.
Cooper.
All right, let me listen to this real quick.
What'd you say?
I just said Cooper.
Why?
Hold on.
Cooper.
Hey, Cooper. Wait, do that.
Hey, Peter.
Hey, Cooper.
All right, thanks for that.
Put the Joe, like, from Family Guy on the screen right now.
Don't do that.
And put Joe. Just have it blinking. Like, right there. Or, like, you see right above Josh's head. Joe.
This
Joe.
is Joe.
Hey,
Hello, Joe.
Cooper.
Hey, Cooper.
Or just put it on his face, actually, when he speaks.
So, Madrigal has this cool part. It goes, the entire song goes. It's like this, I don't know, they did it with some sort of electronic thing.
A synth, maybe?
Yeah, maybe.
A simp?
Synth.
So, everything, all the instruments are playing over that, and I think it's a pretty cool, like, line to follow. And then the lyrics are really fun. Geddy Lee has amazing vocals in this song. So, that's my review of A Farewell to Kings. All right, thank you for tuning in to my review of A Farewell to Kings by Rush. Rest in peace, Neil Peart. You will be missed. Rock on in heaven, bro.
So,
Get off your phone.
Adventure Time, season 1 through 6. Alright, so Adventure Time is a show about the two main kids, Finn and Jake. Well, they're not really kids. Finn is
A kid.
like, he starts off at like 12, but by season 6 he's like 16. And then Jake, I don't think they ever really give Jake a certain age, but he's older than Finn is all we know.
He had a wife.
Yes, he
Kids.
does. But he's not like in his 40s. He's like, I don't know, it's weird.
Yeah.
It's pretty much, okay, so those are the two main characters. Then there's a bunch of other
Jake
characters.
is 28.
And also,
so yeah, like I
Jake
said,
is a
it's
dog with magic
Yes.
powers.
Jake is a dog with a magic power, so
You didn't
pretty
explain that
much-
he's a dog
yeah,
with
that's
magic
what I was
powers.
going to do. Okay, so Jake is a dog with magic powers that makes him like stretch out and he can like shapeshift and stuff, sort of. And then
And Jake is the last human. Or
no,
Finn is.
no, he's not.
Finn
There's
is
other
17.
humans. Finn is
Season 10.
one of the last humans. One of. Because there are other humans out in both the world itself and space. Such as Finn's dad, which, he's not important until the later series, part of the series, but then again, he's still not too important. But Finn is basically this kid who's just, all he wants to do is go out there and have fun and live his life. And then there's other characters such as Princess Bubblegum, who rules the Candy Kingdom. She is at first a love interest for Finn, but then she's more of just like, sort of a mentor or friend.
How old is she?
Like 18, I think.
Bruh.
And then we
He's
got
simping.
the best princess. Lumpy Space
No.
Princess.
She's not. Then we have Ice King, who is one of the most important characters in the series. But you wouldn't think that at first, because at first he's just like this insane, weird lunatic, basically. So Ice King was at once this like, this isn't really spoilers, because this is within like the first 2 seasons where you learn this. And it's not really like too big, like you don't learn all of it at first, but Ice King was like the smart scientist guy. But when he put the crown on, it turned him insane and into the, well, Ice King, how he is now. And he can control ice and snow.
How is he now?
How old is he?
How is he now?
How is he? Well, he gets more sane the later you go. At first he's just completely random and like does whatever,
A
but
pervert.
the more you go, you learn
Yeah.
more about him, and like he starts making more sense, and he's like, there's actually reasons behind what he's doing, and you learn sort of. And a lot of it has to do with the crown. The crown's history, it goes back really far, and it explains a lot of how he acts, like why he calls people certain things and stuff like
I
that.
just feel bad for him, honestly.
He-
Like, in the first
you
season,
should.
I felt bad for him.
And then another character, Marceline, who she basically sees Ice King as a father because when she was a kid, he was like her only protection because basically the world was ending because of something that happened, which you learn later, but I don't even know yet, and I'm on season 6. I kind of have an idea, but I won't say anything. But basically, she was with him for a while, but then he went completely insane and turned into the Ice King because he kept using the crown to protect her because there are these like mutant monsters that always try to attack them. So she'd use that to protect her. And those are basically the most important characters. There's other ones like Lumpy Space Princess, as Cooper said. They are somewhat important. They get
my favorite
an
character.
episode or two by themselves. But overall, to the plot as a whole, they don't really affect it as much as most of these guys. So, oh, and another really important character, but I'm not going to say like anything about him. Gunther. The Ice King's penguin. Very important character. But you won't learn why she is so important, or she or he. It's not really well defined, because she does give birth to a child,
Definitely a
but it's
girl.
also a cat. It's not a penguin.
So what do you rate this show?
Well, as far as I am right now, I'd give it about a 5 out of 8. I'm hoping it gets better, and I'm pretty sure it will, because they start exploring a lot more of like the actual story and like the lore behind like everything, and it's been better than before. But at first like it's not as good, but it gets a lot better. So
Citizens of Bethel Park, thank you for watching this episode of the Charles Entertainment Cheese Clubhouse Experience
Let me do it.
show. So join in next week, or in a few weeks, for episode 16,
when we review Cooper.
when we review all of our friends.
No.
Okay, that is it. Thank you. Again, and the reason I know box or bag. Oh yeah. Yeah. Here, keep your hand there. Yeah. And I see it. Red roses do